Hi, my name is Natalie, and I have been teaching and practicing tantric meditations for the past 10 years. I do them myself, I teach other people how to do them, and I open this channel where I talk about it in my videos. Tantric meditation could be considered tantric masturbation. When we talk about meditation, we're talking about putting our focus on one thing for a long time and just being fully present in that one thing. So when we're talking about tantric meditations, we're practically or basically talking about tantric masturbation. But the word masturbation comes with very specific context for a lot of men. I think it's an issue that is not talked about enough. You know, men just masturbate by themselves at home with porn and no one talks about it, and, you know, everyone does it, but no one says anything about it. It is a main activity in a lot of men's life. It is draining their sexual energy and their life force energy from their body. It is weakening men. And especially these days in our modern society where, you know, women and feminine energy seems to be on the rise, I think it's taking a toll on men and on masculine energy. And many of them are looking for comfort and, you know, love in the wrong places, which is online porn, and they're doing it while they're masturbating. When you orgasm, these hormones are secreted from your brain that cause you to feel very specific things, and one of those things is attachment. So if you are masturbating on a female in OnlyFans and you're doing it on a regular basis, it's not that you're in love with her, but you will become attached to her and addicted to this whole thing that you're doing by yourself at home that is draining you from your energy. So I give tips and techniques and ways that we can transform our masturbation from something that is depleting our life force energy from our body to something that is filling our body with life force energy and helping us to feel more powerful, more in control of our lives, more connected to ourselves, to our body, and to our emotions. So on a practical level, most men masturbate. When they masturbate, they ejaculate the life force, the life energy outside of their body. And I help men transform their own masturbation from something that is depleting to something that is fulfilling, from something that is sucking out the energy from our body to something that is filling our body with good, positive life force energy. So if any of that interests you, please watch this video, because I'm going to give some tips for anyone who is considering tantric meditations or tantric masturbations and you want to start practicing at home. A few things I wanted to talk about today. The first thing is, you know, we want to take the regular masturbation that we're doing and we want to transform the experience into a different kind of experience. So the regular masturbation, you're stimulating yourself sexually more and more and more and more up to the level that your body can't contain the sexual energy anymore, and then it has to go out. Tantric masturbation, instead of the life force energy going out of the penis in the ejaculation, we want it to go up. So I guess you would say instead of down and out, it would be up and in. So the goal in the tantric masturbation would be to fill the body with sexual energy and then release and relax. Fill it up with energy, release and relax. Fill it up with energy, release and relax. And every time you're filling it up again, it's just going up, and your body is, you know, being filled up with all this good life sexual energy. So instead of more out, we want to do more relax, more relax, more relax, and it's going in and up instead of out and down. In Tantra, one of the first things we teach men is that your orgasm and your ejaculation don't have to go together. So you can orgasm without ejaculating anything, and you can ejaculate without orgasming. So they don't have to go exclusively together. So when we're doing tantric masturbation, we want to change the intention we have for the masturbation session, because you're all doing these masturbation sessions at home, but you're depleting your energy instead of filling up your energy. So we want to kind of change that direction. So what is the intention for me today to masturbate? Is it because I'm horny? Is it because I'm lonely? Is it because I think it's going to help me feel better and then I just do it until I orgasm and fall asleep? Or am I going to use this session in order to connect to myself, to fill myself with good life force energy, to boost my confidence, to boost my self-worth and self-esteem? Am I doing it to feel better, or am I doing it just for an immediate release and then go to sleep? And, you know, if you want that immediate release in order to sleep better, I have no judgment for that. But I'm talking more about this experience where you can fill up your body with really good life force energy. So the intention needs to change. We can still masturbate, but the point of the masturbation is not the ejaculation or the orgasm at the end, but it is to fill the body with sexual energy and to raise it upwards and inwards instead of out. So if we have decided that we're going to use the masturbation in order to fill up our body with energy instead of deplete our body from energy, then, and we've changed our intention, when we come to the masturbation sessions, and it can be the regular ones that you're already doing, we want to add a few very basic things into the masturbation that will help the energy go up instead of out. The first thing we want to add to our masturbation sessions is like breathing techniques. And the basic breathing technique that we can add to our masturbation from today is to breathe deep, long breaths that allow a lot of air and oxygen to come in the body. And we're doing it in from your nose and out from your mouth. Now, a lot of people, when I do that with them the first time, they'll go in, and then when they breathe out, they do. That's not what we want to do. We want to do ujjayi breaths. They're from yoga. It's from the back of our throat. So when we breathe in with open mouth, it sounds like this. And out sounds like. So in from the nose, out from the mouth. And even if you do a few times now with me, deep breaths in and out, you'll see how your body relaxes, your thoughts start to calm down, and the energy can move in a smoother way throughout our body. So we want to incorporate the deep breaths from the first second that we are masturbating. That is number one. And we want to try and do these deep breaths throughout the masturbation session. So just like a yoga class, if you did yoga for an hour but you didn't do any breathing techniques, it's like you didn't do yoga. So if you masturbated for 10 minutes or half an hour and you did the deep breathing techniques throughout the whole masturbation, it's going to be a completely different experience than if you just masturbate without breathing. So I know it sounds simple and basic, but it's not. It's very important, and it will completely transform your masturbation experience if you do start doing these deep breaths. The second thing I wanted to talk about today that we can incorporate in our masturbation, if you think about it, at the moment, all of your sexual energy is stuck in your penis. And then when there's too much, it just has to come out. We want to learn how to spread the sexual energy throughout your entire body, which means we need to pay attention to the rest of our body and not put all of our focus solely on our penis. Because when you're putting all the attention on your genitals and all the sensations are in that area of the body, and you're probably clenching your butthole, so all the energy is staying down in the first and second chakra, at one point it's going to have to come out. But if we want to learn how to bring it up, in and up, the sexual energy, we want to pay attention to the rest of our body and not just our penis. So the next organ that we want to pay attention to is our anus, our butthole. Is it clenched? Is it released? But we also want to pay attention to our neck, to our shoulders, to our stomach, to our legs, to our feet. We want to have the whole full body experience when we're working with our sexual energy. And if you pay attention when you're masturbating at the moment, most of your attention and tension is around this area of the body and mainly around the penis. And that is why it gets overwhelmed with all the sexual energy and it has to release. But it releases outwards because the rest of the body is clenched and very closed off. So we want to start paying attention to all of our body. The best tip that I have for any beginner at this stage would be to be on your yoga mat naked, do some yoga postures, and every few postures, stop, lie on your back and start bringing up the sexual energy and masturbating mid-yoga, because yoga is something that helps us release and relax our entire body. And then if we incorporate the sexual energy in the yogic practice, the sexual energy is going to move a lot easier throughout our body. So the first thing is the breathing techniques. The second thing is to relax the entire body and move your focus to the rest of your body and not just to your penis. And the third and last technique that I wanted to offer you today that you add into your tantric masturbation is the imagination. A lot of men use porn in order to masturbate. The problem with that is, you're watching something and then the sexual energy came up and you start to masturbate, but you keep watching the porn. The porn, if anything, if there is a reason to watch it is to stimulate the sexual energy. So you're lighting the fire with matches, but once the fire is lit, you don't need the matches anymore. When you keep on masturbating with the porn, it's like throwing matches into a lit fire. It does nothing. If anything, it will disrupt the energy because your brain is focused on something outside and not inside. And also the weird things people are watching have nothing to do with reality, and they can cause a lot of distress, emotional distress. So if we're using porn, we can use it for the first few minutes to actually activate the sexual energy. But once we have a full erection, you can turn the porn off and start using your imagination. When we start using our imagination in the sexual energy, things come up. Past memories, initial experiences, things that happened to us as children. That is the emotional work we want to do with the tantric masturbation, which is something that I'll talk in my next video. But as of today, when we're talking about transforming our masturbation sessions to tantric masturbation sessions, the imagination is the door to the subconscious, and we are doing this in order to fill our body with energy, to feel better with ourselves, but also to heal the dark places inside of us that we've never touched. And those are all the memories that have to do with sexual experiences in the past. So we want to use our imagination in order to get access to our subconscious. And also, I think it's healthier for the body when we raise or when we activate sexual energy from our imagination. It's the natural way to do it. It's the healthier way to do it. Again, if you need porn in order to activate it, that's fine. But when it's activated and you have that erection, let the porn go and move into your imagination. And you'll see that when you imagine things during the masturbation, not only does it open up a whole new level of subconscious memories and things that we haven't dealt with throughout our lives, it also helps the sexual energy flow in a more natural, healthy, nice and good feeling way. And because it's not, forced upon our body, it's something that our body is naturally creating. And then you have this inner loop of imagination, sexual energy, imagination, sexual energy. And that helps us to bring our focus inward instead of it being out. So those are the tips I wanted to give to anyone who wants to start practicing tantric masturbation. Please remember that it's a process. It takes patience and it takes time. The default will to masturbate the way you're used to doing it. And a part of your brain is going to tell you, oh, fuck this shit, whatever, let's just do it and come like we always do. Don't be angry or upset at that part of our mind. It is there, but we need to be stronger than our mind and be like, yes, I want to masturbate and ejaculate, but this lady said these things about sexual energy and, self-confidence or whatever. I'm going to try it. And you need to try it for more than one time. You need to try it for a while. So even if for the next month you decide every time I masturbate, I'm going to add these tantric elements to the masturbation and I'm going to see what it does to my experience, and I'm going to see how I feel afterwards. I might feel a lot better than I did before. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so I can keep on making more of these videos. Tantric masturbation is a huge topic and a huge subject, and it's something that you can explore and practice for a lifetime. So congratulations if this is something that interests you, and good luck if it's something that you're going to start practicing. I will talk about this more in the future. If you have any questions or anything that happened during your sessions, please put them in the comments, and I will try and answer everyone and address them in my future videos. I know this is a weird thing to start doing. It might not be easy. It might seem too difficult, but again, patience, believe in the process. Even if you add a few of these elements every time you masturbate, and even if it's for a few minutes every time, it will make a difference, and you'll slowly learn how to masturbate in a different way that will fill you up with good, positive life energy instead of deplete the energy and make you feel worse. So my intention is to help men transform their masturbation sessions into healthy, productive, fulfilling experiences. And I don't think that they are as of today. So that's me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.